the Celtics lost at home. Bizarrely, they're not even that good at home. They're actually a better road team. Knicks fans, I've never seen a game one upset that means less. This is the only game the Knicks are going to win. Boston's not going to miss 45 threes. I know, enjoy the moment, Knicks fans. You are feeling it today. Oh, give me a break. Boston got a 20-point lead. They hammered this team all year. They fell asleep, and then they just took bad shots. Jason Tatum, he froze. He does that from time to time. He does it much more than any of his fanboys want to admit. It was the classic Jason Tatum game late where you're like, is he on the floor? Is he playing? Where's Jason Tatum? But the Knicks wings, OG played well. Mikal Bridges, they were running off shooters, defended well. They deserve credit. But the Celtics had the third fewest layups in the league and the fewest free throws. What does it mean? They don't create shots. They don't. They just live and die with a three. And like those great Warrior teams, when Steph and Clay weren't hitting them, they had bad nights. They got blown out multiple times in the finals. So, I mean, Boston, they don't get layups. They don't shoot mid-range. They don't get to the free throw line. They're shooting 63s. And last night, I mean, in the second half and overtime, they shot 49 shots, 37 were threes. And I will defend Jason Tatum later on in this show because I think he's a little bit trapped with his team. But the reality is you see this from Boston, and strangely, it's often at home. They're a great road team. They're a better road team than a home team. But they have these nights. And, you know, Jason Tatum, nobody wants to admit it, but he has these collaborative nights where he's just settling for bad shots. And again, I think he could draw more fouls, but this is what Boston is. They're going to be fine. The Knicks have absolute offensive limitations. It's going to be okay. Boston's not going to shoot like this. I mean, the first quarter was classic Knicks. They were outplaying Boston. Boston was rusty, and the Knicks kept missing free throws. They couldn't get the free throws right. I was on Moneyline Knicks first quarter too, J-Mac. They couldn't hit free throws. So the Knicks have an absolute ceiling, but Boston, they give you one of these every so often. And I've said before, they remind me a lot of the Warriors team, but back when the Warriors were shooting all the threes, the rest of the league was not. But Boston leads the league in threes. They don't get to the free throw line. They don't create layups or mid-range shots. So when they have one of these awful shooting halves, I mean, they led by 20. They dominate this team. And we've said this all the time in the NFL. You'll see a team lead 28-7 at half, and the game ends like 31-27, and you're like, we were so close. And it's like, not really. It's hard to ask athletes who dominate an opponent over and over and over to always bring their A game. And Boston had a bad second half, settled for too many bad shots. And here's Jaylen Brown after the loss.
I feel like we just settled in the second half a lot. Some of them felt good. Some of them felt like we maybe forced the issue. And definitely our rhythm and our timing was a little bit off. We got a lot of great looks. In those moments when the other team got momentum, we can't just fire up threes. To break up momentum, you got to get to the free throw line, get to the paint, get to the basket.
Yeah, it's really not that complicated, right? I mean, this is pretty straightforward. When you miss that many threes, you're gonna lose the game. And I'm not even I'm not even gonna criticize the volume of threes. I'm not gonna like get in this whole philosophical question of do they shoot too many threes, etc. In that game, you feel that like you could maybe read the room of the game and the flow of the game and just be like, okay, we like Jaylen Brown is saying, get to the line, hit a few jumpers, make some layups, it's basketball 101. But when you go to overtime and then you only lose by 3 points and you missed 45 threes, I mean, that means you're significantly better than this team right here, okay? Because the chances of you missing that many threes again, it's one thing if the Celtics got blown out. Then you would be like, all right, man, hopefully the Celtics don't go cold from shooting three. Well, they went cold from shooting three, and they still nearly had this win in the bag, So, like, I wouldn't be too concerned. But the Knicks are a pesty team, though. Like, that's the thing. They are a physical, intense, gritty, do all the small thing type team, right? Like that's how they have made their way through the playoffs. Essentially since the Jaylen Brunson acquisition. They're a very gritty kind of do all the dirty work team. So if you do miss a lot of shots, like that's going to be enough of a door open for the Knicks to come away. I'm more fascinated to see how game 2 goes more than anything. Not even just when the Celtics are on the road or whatever. Like I'm interested to see what game 2 looks like. I think you never want to overreact to a game 1 in the playoffs. I think the first round, game 1s can be a little bit more indicative of how things are going to go. Game 2, the intensity is increased. There's such a greater disconnect of levels of rest for each team, which sometimes helps or hurts the team. I think with the Knicks, they're going off of a lot of momentum and now on the road, like there's just a lot of energy and intensity. We saw the exact same thing with the I almost said the Golden State Nuggets, with the Denver Nuggets and the OKC Thunder, and that's why it's going to be interesting to see how Golden State looks against oh my gosh, who the heck are they playing? The Minnesota Timberwolves. Like it's gonna be really interesting to see. But listen, the Celtics fell to it. It's no big deal. I don't think it was because of lackluster effort. I don't think it was because of lack of focus, like kind of Colin is kind of talking about here. And I think it's just they missed shots. Yeah, they forced some shots. They took some bad shots. Again, if this was game 5 or game 6 or something and the series was tied or I don't know, or they lost by a ton, then I would feel like I would be more critical of some of the shot selection and just the style of play and the level of intensity that the Celtics brought. But I just don't see it that way when you miss 45 threes, which is just crazy to say out loud, and yet the game went to overtime. You know what I'm saying? Like it just is what it is. There's just no reason. I'd love to know what the Boston media sounds like. Please tell me, guys, that anyone who's more dialed into that and has access to like the local Boston media. Like, are they freaking out? Are they yelling? Are they like, what the heck? This is ridiculous. How can you miss 45 threes? Like, et cetera, et cetera. Are they just kind of like, yeah, what are you gonna do? It's a game. It is very much Warriors-esque, right? Like if Steph and Clay aren't hitting their threes, well then they lose. When Steph and Clay are hitting their threes, they win rings. Like it's just the way it goes. But again, I'm just gonna keep saying this. The score was 108 to 105, and the Celtics missed 45 threes. I just can't say again. I would be so much more concerned if they lost by like 20, by 30, right? If they got just blown off the court, then I could say, all right, this is more something. You miss 45 threes and you only lose by 3 points. Yeah, I think you're in pretty good shape. And there's nothing wrong with Jason Tatum. We don't got to add in Diggs. He scored 23 points. We're expecting him to score 45 points every single game he plays. Like, come on. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about the Boston Celtics losing game 1 against the New York Knicks after missing 45 threes? It still sounds crazy to say. I'm pretty sure that was a record, right? Oh, and Kristaps Porzingis leaves with a undisclosed illness. That's a big part of it too. Can't believe I almost forgot to talk about that too. That's a part too. He was obviously not right, and he was on the court, taking up space, and then leaves. That's a thing too. But anyway, those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about the Boston Celtics losing? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment, so whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get in some fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here and absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to. Something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.